Good evening once again. My name is Solomon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also drop a comment in case if you want me to explain today's video to you. Okay, today's video will be first of all, let me create a new file. This is what we're writing about, but let me create a new file. Okay, today's video is about a particular assignment that was given, and it says that it should make a program that would take input of time, as in time input as in time, but in this time we're not using system time. That will take time input, and the other input would be in seconds, as in after you input your time, probably 1 o'clock, 15 minutes, 20 seconds, then the other input will be in seconds. So your program is supposed to add that seconds that you inputted. You're supposed to add it to the time that you inputted at first. Let me explain something to you. For instance, you have it's 10. You input at 10, 40, 30, right? So 10 is your hour, 40 is your minute, and 30 is the seconds, right? So when you press enter, you will now input another seconds, and this seconds you want to add it to this your time, to this first time that you added, to this time value that you added. Sorry. So you might be in 600 seconds, 6,000 seconds, or 500 seconds, or 400 seconds, or even 1 second, or 2 seconds. But your program now is supposed to take these seconds that you have added and add it to this time. If you have added your seconds, if you have added maybe 200 seconds, your program will take this 200, right, in seconds, so not in minutes and not in hours, add it to this time, now it will now produce a new result, and that new result will be the result of adding these seconds to this time. Okay, let me show you the program. I've already written the program here, but I'm going to write it again so you would understand how I wrote it. I'm going to write it again so you understand how I wrote it, and I'll have to be coming back because the program wasn't that easy for me to write. It wasn't that easy, so I'm still kind of surprised I actually figured it out, but I did figure it out, sure. So this is the actual program, right? If I click the run button, now I will input my time. Maybe the time I want to input is 4. That's 4 o'clock, 30, 40, 30 minutes, 40 seconds. You press your enter, it will ask you to input the time you want to add to it, and that time you are inputting is in seconds. So let me see 8 seconds. If I press my enter, it will tell me, it will now add that seconds to this second, right, to give me 48 seconds. Okay, if I go again and I say I put 10, 30, 50, right? Then let me input my second. I want to input 8,000 seconds. Click my enter. You can see it's added this 8,000 seconds to the seconds, added it to the minutes, and added it to the hours. If you go now, you use your calculator and take 8,000 seconds in minutes and hours, you will see that this is actually correct. I mean, it's kind of tricky how I did it, but I did it, and I'm very proud of doing this. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how I did it. Sorry, I don't think I need to write a new code. Let me just let me just explain this one. Let me just explain. I don't need to write a new code because it's going to be confusing. So now this is our inputs, HMS. These inputs we use if is a particular kind of input whereby your input is in a straight line and it's separated by a comma. Then our fourth input is this is I saved it with I name it news, but it's actually new s, which is a new second. That is the second we are going to be adding. So the first input is in minutes, right? Sorry, is in hour. The second input is in minutes, and the third input is in second, right? Just like you want to tell somebody that somebody asking what is the time, you like 10:45 or 10:25, which is 10 hours 25 seconds. You're not going to tell the 25 minutes. You're not going to tell the person the minute, but in my own program we're writing a minute. And you need to understand that this time we're getting here is not the system time. It's not the time that is in maybe that the system is running. It's your own desired time that you decide to enter. So after you input the hour, you input the minute, you input the seconds, then this other line, now this one is for a new line, that is this new second is for a new line. There you input the seconds you want to add to the time. So this is where the magic begins now from here down. So next underscore second, which is next second, right, is equals to new second plus second, is equals to new second plus second. So it's as simple as this. Somebody said you should somebody told you the time, that this is the so time. You now say, okay, add these seconds to it. Add the seconds to it. Remember that our fourth input is in seconds, right? Our fourth input is in seconds. And if it's for you to get minutes, in a time, as in, oh sorry, I'm having cough. For you to get the minutes in a time, you have to check. It's the minute is derived from the seconds. It's when the seconds count, then it gets to 60, it will turn 1 minute. It counts, get to 60, it turns 2 minutes. And for you to get the hour, you get the hour from the minutes. And since our program is asking us that the time we are adding should be in second. So I wrote this code, this is a particular line which says next second is equals to new second plus the former second that we have inputted. Okay, so the next line is for the minutes, right? For the next minute, which is like the final minute that we're going to get. So next minute is equals to next second, right? That's a new second, though. The new second, as in the latest second now. This is backward slash, I mean forward slash, that's in double forward slash 60 plus minutes, that's plus this m that is here, right here. Let me explain what it means. The new second, right, forward slash is supposed to like maybe you say it's like divide, right? Okay, they call it a floor division. It's like dividing one value from another value. But what it's going to do, it's going to get maybe you say it's going to get how many times this particular number, the number that is dividing the other number, would go into the number is dividing. That is what it's just going to get. So even though there is a reminder, it will not give you the reminder. Even though there is a point, it will not give you the point. So it's as if it's giving you your result in integer without point or anything. So we are using this double these are floor division, right, to get how many times 60 would go into the seconds, right? Now if you want to calculate, if you want to check maybe you want to convert seconds to minutes. If you want to convert seconds to minutes, you divide it by 60. If you want to convert seconds to minutes, I think I'm correct. You divide it by 60. So now this particular line has converted the new seconds that we have, into minutes. Now it has converted it to minute oh, but you know there was an old minute there. There was a former minute there that we inputted, that we input at first. There was a former minute there. So this plus m now will now add this new minute plus the former minute. This plus m will add this new minute that we have here, abi, plus to the former minute. So now we have the total minutes in that program. We have the total minutes in that program. It's actually simple. Like when I wrote a lot of code, but and I wrote different kind of code, and I like, what is this? But as I came to this one, I was very, very surprised that it was as simple as this. I wrote a lot of code that I can't even read them safe, because they are like crazy, very crazy. So so we have gotten the final minute, right? So the next line is for next h, that is next hour. So now for you to get the hour, you need to divide the minute by 60 as well. You need to divide the minutes by 60. So what we did here for this minute, that is what we did for this hour. So we now took the minute, that is the latest minute, or the new minute now, floor divided by 60. They will now added it to the former minutes that we had. So we have gotten the new minutes, right? But that's not where the code ends, because you know when a minute gets to 60, it will go back to 0 and start from beginning. When seconds get to 60, it will go back to 0 and start from beginning. And for the time, because we are using our 24-hour time, if the time gets to 23, it will go back to 0. That after 23, it will go back to 0. So that is where if and else if statement come into place. So the first if statement says that if next second equal to 60, you know you cannot go more than 60. You cannot see 61 seconds. You cannot see 63 seconds or 70 seconds. If next seconds, that is the new seconds, equal to 60, next second is equal to 0. So you should go back to 0. So when it gets to 60, to go back to 0. So immediately you just touch 60, it will go back to 0. So else, if next seconds is greater than 60, next seconds is equal to next seconds modulus division 60. This one is tricky. This else if is tricky. But let me see if I can explain it. We are using this to get the remainder. We are using this one to get the remainder of next seconds. We're using it to get the remainder of next seconds. So just I don't really know how to like clarify this line, but it is actually important. It is actually very, very important. If next seconds is greater than 60, then next seconds is equal to next underscore second. Okay, let me remove this line and see what happens. Let me see if it's like very much important. Comma 30, comma 50. You can see, right? It is giving us 8050. So that line is important. That is the line that would I think that will break this that will make it not to come like this, as in so this line will bring it back, as in we take it back to where it's supposed to be. As in, if it gets to 60, if it gets to 60, for it to start, yes, for it to start from 1 again. For it to start from 1 again. That is what this else if statement is supposed to do. If not, this one, if we just bring it back to 0, then it will now, if statement will now plus it with that latest value. If statement will just plus it with the latest value, but this ratio modulus division 60 will take it back to 1. Will take it back to 1. So the remainder for this, for the total seconds, would always be the exact second that is needed, that is supposed to be. It's not that easy to understand, but I think with time, if you study it, you will understand it. So we did the same thing for minutes, next minute. If next minute equal to 60, next minute is equal to 0. So when it gets to 60, it should come back to 0. Else, if next minute is greater than 60, next minute is equal to next underscore next minute ratio 60. We are putting this modulus division 60. We are using this else if statement because it cannot go more than 60, and we cannot we don't want it to pass that 60. We don't want it to pass that 60. You can see that in this next line, right? This if statement, we don't want it to pass that 60, and we want the other one, as in the next value, maybe the hour or the minute, to correspond. You understand it if you go through it with time. If you can break the code into bit by bit, you may understand it. But this line is very important. Else if, this particular line is quite important. So the last one is the for the hour. The last one is for the hour. The last if statement. If next h, which is next hour, is equal to 23. Remember, we are using 24 hours. So next h is equal to 0. It should go back to 0. So it's greater than 23, then it should go back to 0. If it's greater than 23, if it has passed 23, it should go back to 0. So this other if statement is not actually needed, but I just did it so that it will specify the time frame, whether it's AM or PM. You all know that if it's less than 12 is AM, right? That is, if it's from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is AM. So if next age is less than 12, day equals to AM. Else, if next age, right, that we're using for the hour now, you cannot use the minutes to determine the time, as the time, the day of the time, as in the day. So we're using it for the hour to determine that one. This one wasn't asked for, but I just added it. So else, if next age is greater than or equal to 12, less than or equal to 23, days equals to PM. So between 12 and 23, it will be PM. If you pass 12, if you go back to 0, it will be AM. So we now added the print function, which is next age, next min, next second, as in the way it's supposed to be hour, minute, seconds. Then we now added the day. I can remove this one, but if I remove the day, it will not be giving us the AM or PM again. So that's how it is. It's kind of simple but tricky. If you can just unlock that kind of thinking, that critical thinking area, it will be easy for you. Actually, it's not that hard. Like, not hard. So please, if you don't understand, you can just reach out to me. Just drop a comment, and I will find a way to break it further. Maybe in the next, maybe if you don't understand, if you want another video, I might start writing it one by one for you. But if you can understand this one, I'll be very, very glad. You can go and try it yourself. You can use something else, even though it's not time. Use another kind of maybe look for another problem and try this method where you'll be adding to this. If this one is enough, it will take to this one. If this one is enough, it will take to this one. Something like that. Just transferring values, transferring values step by step. That's the kind of a procedure I use. When this is full, it transfers to this one. When this is full, it transfers to the next. So that's what I used for this program. If you don't understand, just drop a comment. I will look for another way to explain further. But just know that this if statement is very important. Although there are a billion ways to write this program. Somebody else wrote this program without the if statement, and I was surprised because at first when I was writing this program, I was not writing it with this conditional statement, this if and else if statement. I was writing it simple, but I couldn't get it. I was not like, let me just use this one. I was not surprised when I saw the program someone else wrote. He did not use this if statement. It was what I was writing that he was now writing, and he wrote it correctly. I was like, so there are actually a million ways, that a lot of ways you can write this program. You can write a particular program. So just try it out and reach out to me if you don't understand. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll be coming up with more videos. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.